Good morning, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Bill McMillan here with IndyWX.com. And we've got the coldest November since all the way back in 2014. That month was legendary for the cold across the central portion of the country. But this month has certainly been much colder than what we experienced in 2015, certainly in 2016. What a blowtorch that was last year. And this is where we are so far, 2017, running 2 degrees below average here in Indianapolis. But that said, there are some changes that are looming for a warmer push and a warmer period developing as we close the month of November, the last couple of days, and move into at least the first week to 10 days of December. The MJO really appears like it's going to take control, at least for a little while, in our weather pattern. And as it rotates through the warmer phases of 3 and 4, by the way, this is what you would expect this time of the year in those warmer phases, with the warmer anomalies focused across our portion of the country. There's no wonder now that model data is beginning to see this as well. And by the way, we give the CFSV2 a hard time, but it is hard to argue, and certainly we have to give credit to this model for picking out the warm start when other data was suggesting cold would rule. So a hat tip to the CFSV2 for picking out that warmer pattern as well. The European ensemble certainly here, this is valid day 11, is very bullish with that strong eastern ridge supporting above normal warmth for the first 7 to 10 days of December. And it has support from the GFS ensemble, although when you look at this is in 5-day increments here. There are indications, and we'll try to pull this up before we close the video out, that after the 10th, roughly, of the month, we're going to see a cold pattern return. Finally, the JMA weeklies, these came in overnight, and it supports that warmer pattern as well in that week 2 time frame. But as mentioned, there is a bit of fly in the ointment here with this negative Arctic oscillation, and that would suggest a colder than normal regime could be expected as we go through the first week of December. So what we've got here are teleconnections kind of fighting with the MJO. And at least through the first week, it does appear that the MJO will win the day and yield those warmer than normal conditions across the first week to 10 days of the month. That said, and I don't think I have it pulled up here, but let me see if I can dial it in here as we're recording this video real quick, guys. I just wanted to show you the GFS ensemble off of the Tropical Tidbits site because I think it is kind of suggesting the pattern that we can expect to see once we get through the first 10 days or so of this month, or of the month of December. If I can get this pulled up real quick, I just want to go ahead and advance this all the way out to, day 10 here for you first, and kind of just go through this. Notice the high latitude blocking and the kind of this horseshoe type block developing. What that would do is force a colder pattern into the eastern portion of the country, and sure enough, the GFS is letting us know that, yes, it is going to warm up, but the longevity of the warmth is certainly in question. And I will say that the GFS sometimes is a little bit too aggressive, too fast in pattern changes, but given this look, and given the AO, Arctic oscillation, which we already showed you, in a negative phase, it would indicate that this warmer pulse of the MJO is really short-lived, and we get back into a colder pattern once we get past the 10th, roughly the 10th or so of the month of December. So, lot to look at. I think in the short term, we continue to trend warmer. That trend will continue through the first week of December, but once we get to around the 10th and thereafter, all bets are off in terms of kind of a jailbreak pattern of sorts where things could turn pretty frigid in pretty quick fashion with this kind of blocky look over the top, and once we get the MJO to rotate out of those warmer phases. Guys, most importantly, though, have a blessed Thanksgiving. Thank you, as always, for your support of IndyWX.com. Enjoy the day, enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk with you soon here on IndyWX.com.